It's the first Wednesday of the month. You know what that means? That means we go over what we picked up last month. That's right. We ended up adding some books over here at the Bear's Lair, and we're going to go over what we ended up picking up. So before we end up going over that way, everything I ended up picking up is from Panel Bound Comics. And if you want to have a haul of your own, you can go over to PBC or panelboundcomics.com, and you can end up using the code of FIFAJack to save $2 off. If you have 4 or more books, you can use the code JACKIT to save 5% off your entire order instead. Orders of $30 or more ends up getting free mail shipping. That way you end up getting the books that you want delivered the way you want it right on your doorstep. All right, so let's go over what we end up doing. We have a format that we have over here where we have manga, independent, DC, and we finish off with Marvel. So when we end up going from there, we're going to be jumping right on over. Last month, we didn't pick up any manga. I think we're really limited when we're picking up manga. It's either going to be Berserk or Lone Wolf and Cub. I'm not going to go too heavy into the manga, so we may not have too much manga that goes on with it. Even though Berserk has a lot more volumes than you pick up. But that brings us over to independent, which we do have that. So starting off the get-go, if you ended up seeing our Barely haul, we ended up having Beneath the Trees That No One Sees. So this is amazing. This is a book that has Samantha in it. Awesome book, awesome edition, awesome way that goes over with it. And if you see it in DCKO, and you're wondering who Samantha is, this is where you have to find out what or who she is. Dexter meets Bears meets Shenanigans. But we didn't stop there. We got the volume 2 of Beneath the Trees That Where No One Sees, The Rite of Spring. This is dealing with the fallout from the first book and seeing what's going to end up happening. So, there's that. Now, that wraps up our independent that we ended up having. Let's dive over into the DC pool. That's right, we're going to start wading over there, and we ended up getting this compact edition of Batman Under the Red Hood. So with these compact editions, they're a great way to be able to taste and see if you're going to end up liking it before you jump over to picking up the omnibus. So this has a cover price of $9.99, and honestly, that's a steal. I think I ended up pre-ordering this because PBC for a hot second ended up having some pre-orders that goes on with this. So that's definitely awesome. But at $10, you get a taste of what a book is compared to what, $100, $125, even $150. So it's a great way it comes over with it. Yes, it's a smaller version, but it's a great way to be able to see if you're going to end up liking it before you make the big investment of an omnibus. Yes, I know DC has this app, but the thing is you can't have every app. Or if you do, you're going to end up going broke. And I don't have the DC Infinite app, so we went with the next best thing. Now, we're going over into the omnibus field, where we have half the run already, so we had to make sure we completed the run. And this is probably the only representation of the said character that I ended up going with. That's going to be Tom Taylor's Nightwing. This is volume 2. So I've read a little bit of this and loved it and had it end up saving that. I believe it is, I can't remember who was on art. Tom Taylor. Bruno Redondo. I think I said that right. I think I may have actually said our last name right. Bruno Redondo on art. And honestly, I love Tom Taylor, so I ended up having to pick up volume 2 to be able to have that complete story. So, that covers our DC books. We ended up having a nice solid pickups. But now, let's go with Marvel. I only have one for Marvel, but it's a chunky boy. a regular cover of Dawn of X. So here's the thing. This month or last month had the restock that came over with it. Panel bound comics ended up getting allocated. I hate that word, by the way, allocation. Either way, and I figured I have enough books that I don't have to be so worried about it. So I told him I could end up waiting. At first, I ended up going with this direct market cover. Then there wasn't enough to be able to fulfill that order. Yeah. And then the second thing is that allocation came around and they had the option, but I decided to go with the standard cover just to rip off the Band-Aid, because then I don't have to go with direct market covers throughout the entire run, and it takes the pressure off. Either cover looks good, so I didn't really mind it so much. I mean, Lockie and Kate Pride, it's okay. Either way, it's a nice solid pickup that we ended up having, and it is a chunky boy. Oh man, it's a big. I wonder if it has a cheat code where it has the pages or no pages. Nope, it doesn't. But it's a $150 book. Oof. So that's the haul, or is it? That's right. I have a box right here. That's strictly from Panel Bound Comics, where we can end up seeing what's inside, and I have an inkling that you guys are going to end up liking it. It's something that I'm going to be excited about, something that I've been waiting for to add into the collection. So, with that, let's get our fancy blade going, and play our best role of Doctor, and cut this bad boy open. Operation was a success. Invoice. We don't need that. So this looks like it has the paper, and it also has the insert options that we end up having. Keeps the book nice and safe and not having to worry about it moving whatsoever. And it's another chunky. Yeah. It's a Marvel book. Oh, I got a little bit of a spoiler there. It's a Marvel book. So, it is volume 2 of Daredevil by Ann Nocenti and John Romita Jr. A must-have for Daredevil fans. Time and time again, Nocenti and Romita deliver. AIPT. So this is definitely something that's exciting. I believe this is the direct market cover. Don't quote me on that. Well, I'm probably going to be quoted because I said it online. But it's definitely something that I've been looking forward to. Wrapping up the collection that we end up having. I don't know if this is wrapping up the run, but this is adding another way that we can end up going with it. We already have volume 1. Now we got volume 2. And then we also got news of Charles Soule's getting reprint. Sorry, I'm looking over at my Daredevil shelf trying to figure out what we got. Got news of that getting reprint, and so that's a must grab in my department. I gotta pick that bad boy up because I'm trying to get all those little modern runs of Daredevil. I may try to dodge Ahmed's run that he ends up having, but I know for sure I'm going to end up getting Stephanie Phillips' run. Hopefully she ends up lasting a long time on Daredevil. Okay, a bit of her would be awesome. I love what I ended up reading. So, the good old Scarlet Knight is added more to its collection. So that's the haul. That's the haul for the entire month of June. That's right. We ended up having Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, both the first copy and the Rite of Spring. Then we ended up diving into a little bit of compact action with Under the Red Hood. And then we're going to keep on going with it. We have volume 2 of Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Hey guys, I'm trying to film here. And then we also wrap up with Marvel with having Volume 2 of The Dawn of X and The Sneaky of Daredevil by Anna Nocente and John Romita Jr. Definitely all solid pickups. Definitely excited. Where we end up finishing off Nightwing, we ended up having Dawn of X being another added to our Cocoa collection of X-Men. I know that's going to be 11 books. I think they project that that's going to be. We're what? 4 or 5 books into it? Woo! And then Daredevil, I think I'm going over pretty decently. There's some books that I ended up getting, some that's out of print that I'm going to have to end up waiting for. But patience will reward us. Don't pay a crazy out of print prices for books. Just stay the course. So, again, if you want to go over to Panelbound Comics and get a haul of your own, don't forget to use the code AFIFAJack to save $2 off, or use the code JACKTOGETHER if you have 4 or more books. That way you get 5% off. That's right, you get nice additions. Orders of $30 or more ends up getting some free shipping. And if you're our business, that's pretty easy to end up getting. Heck, even deluxes, it's pretty easy to get. So, I want to say thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.